क्या हाल है दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका दोस्तकास्ट क्लिप्स के अंदर। सब्सक्राइब करो ताकि बढ़िया बढ़िया मक्खन मलाई वाली क्लिप्स आपके पास पहुंचे डेली.
But we've also seen many women and men follow traditional paths, but ultimately decide, or follow unconventional paths, ultimately decide that they prefer to, for example, some men wanted to be stay-at-home dads. They tried it. It didn't work out, so they decided to just do the conventional thing and have their wife take care of the children. Vice versa, some women tried, for example, to have a full-time job, but then they decided maybe it's not for me, and then they went back to taking care of the family, and they were happy with it. Now, you said it is because the patriarchy is reacting to it. I see this word thrown around a lot, and I think I sort of understand the definition of feminism because I've spoken to many and I've read about it online. But it seems to me that the word patriarchy is often not defined well. So what do you mean when you say that? Like
Pitrusatta in Hindi, but patriarchy means that structurally society is structured in such a way that women and girls are undervalued, devalued, and seen as inferior beings, and the power is with men and boys. You were talking about the Raja Beta syndrome, for example. So, and also the head of family is the concept of the head of family by itself.
The Hindu Karta system.
So that is the patriarch of the family, right?
Yeah.
So he defines the rules of the game within the family, right? And the power relationships. So that is patriarchy reflected in different fields, whether it's in politics, whether it is in economics, ownership of property, I defined to you, access to resources, financial independence, access to financial resources, all of that. Now, coming back to your question about how do relationships today, of course, and I'm no way disrespecting or undervaluing or devaluing when women choose to be housewives and take care of their children, either throughout their life cycle or at certain points of their life cycle. This is perfectly understandable, and they have a right, provided they have options.
They should not be
forced into it.
I see.
So I think that's absolutely understandable. And these are life choices you make. But you must have that choice and not be forced. You see, we have today in India, it's also if you look at the issue of tapping woman power for the economy. And, Prime Minister Modi has articulated this idea of women-led development. So unless women participate equally in the workforce, in entrepreneurship, in science and technology, we are not tapping into this the resource of half the country. So, you need them to be in all of these fields. In politics, how can you have a democracy when half of your population is left out of the voice, participation, and leadership in political spaces and governance? So this is also about the society that you want, the economy that you want and you aspire to, the country that you want, and also the culture.
Yeah, I will say something. When I was in Spain, I noticed a disproportionate amount of women working everywhere, from desk jobs to even being bus conductors, and a lot of the attendants at restaurants I interacted with were women. That's not very typical in India. In the services industry, even in hotels, you would still see that people manning the receptions, there's lots more men than women. So I don't think you're right, we haven't really deployed females in the Indian workforce as much as we should, considering that their skills are underutilized.
It is. And they are dropping off also because of child rearing responsibilities, marriage, and then they are trying to come back. So there is this, this pyramid of entry, promotion, and the leaking pipeline. You drop off, and then re-entry is
And
a
it's very
challenge.
hard when you re-enter, right?
Exactly.
Because you have to
So
justify that era.
So there is that issue, definitely. But having said that, I'm very optimistic and I'm very proud of all the women who are breaking glass ceilings and glass walls. We have, I think, the highest number of pilots, women pilots in the world, and percentage-wise also. And we have women scientists, and look at ISRO and the space program, Chandrayaan included. Women leaders were very much involved in that. And we have 43% of women in STEM, which is a very high percentage compared to the world. But the problem is they graduate, but not everyone moves into research institutions or into practicing what they have learned. So education to the occupational trajectory is often blocked or dysfunctional. So we have to make that change happen.
If you like this clip, I bet you will love the full podcast. Check it out on the Dostcast YouTube channel.